everyone. Welcome to another episode of In Real Life with Edrina. Today I'm so excited because I have my mastermind sisters here with me, and we are going to be talking all about the importance of a mastermind group. So I know that a lot of my entrepreneur friends who are watching this video right now have a lot of questions on masterminds, and we're going to try and talk about those questions together in this episode. So welcome all of my mastermind sisters. Let's just go ahead and get started with introductions. Becca, why don't you go ahead and kick us off?
All right. My name is Becca, and I have Rebekah Reed Creative as my business. I primarily spend my time developing websites for small businesses, and my passion is really discovering the person behind the brand and making them feel known. I really believe everyone has a story to tell and a gift to share with the world, and they just need assistance on how to do that and portraying it in a cohesive manner. So that's a little bit about my business.
Excellent. That's wonderful. And fun fact, she's also my website designer. So there's that. And let's go to Sue. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi, I'm Sue. I'm a Minneapolis-based graphic designer, and I focus on branding, print collateral, and packaging design for my clients. I like to say I help my clients get noticed through strategic design. Most of my clients go through like a strategic process, which helps the design in the long run. So that's typically what I do.
Nice. That's wonderful. And Loni.
Hi, I'm Loni Judish. I am a busy mom, a ranch wife, and a photographer of all sorts. My passion is to serve people, solve a problem, and basically just do things and get it done. And that's what I'm all about. Sometimes I can get too much going on. So that's why I'm here today helping out and talking about masterminds.
Excellent. I love it. Awesome. So I just want to start off asking my mastermind sisters here, what is your why? What is it that drives you? What is it that keeps you doing what you're doing as far as your business is concerned? And we can talk about like maybe your main hustle, but we can also talk about your side hustle too.
Okay, I can go. So my heart is really for service. I was a missionary in Honduras, and when I came back from the mission field, I just really didn't feel fulfilled at my corporate job. And I wanted a career that really allowed me to continue to work with nonprofits, but also serve people I really enjoy working with, which happen to be a lot of small businesses and a lot of female entrepreneurs. And so my why in my design business is to just showcase my clients, like I kind of said before, to showcase their spirit and not just their work through their website, and to really serve them in the process. Like I was always told I wasn't a very good soccer player in high school, but I was a really good cheerleader for the soccer team. And that's kind of like, I've noticed that really start to play out in my work. Like I just love cheering people on in their craft and encouraging them.
Nice. I love that. That's really helpful, especially when it comes to, the work that you do with websites and, kind of coming alongside the entrepreneur and helping them really build out their website and their brand and giving them a voice. So that's really helpful. Let's go to Loni.
So my why is I've always been a person that's needed to create, and whether it's art or photography is what it ended up being. I just wake up every day inspired by a location or colors, and just looking for people to do a shoot with me was what I wanted to do at first. And now I'm really realizing I just love blessing people with photos of their family members and their event and making it simple for them and not difficult. And that's my why for my main business.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really helpful, especially like being able to capture the moment or the situation, whether it's a wedding or, soccer photos or whatever the case may be. That's really helpful to get something off of the plate of the parent too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Sue.
Oh, my personal why was that, so when I was in college, I started freelancing for a couple of friends and family because they just needed help. And I kind of fell in love with the process. And when I graduated college and started working in corporate, I was like, heck no, this is not the life I want for myself. So I kind of started making my business more official, getting more clients here and there. And that why kind of shifted towards, hey, I love mentoring. I like teaching my clients. So all of my clients always end up learning something through the process. And I learn something from them too. So I always like to say, like, I'm a guest in their business. And it's amazing how they allow me to be a guest. And so it's just my why right now. It's to kind of just serve them and guide them through the process. And it just gives me so much joy.
I definitely resonate with you when it comes to working corporate and then just trying to figure out, oh my gosh, what is the point of this? I need to do something else. So the next question that I want to talk through with you guys is just how you found the Paige Marie Mastermind group. I know, like, when I was first starting my business, I was having like thoughts of like maybe I wanted to join a mastermind group, but I didn't necessarily know how. Like, there's no mastermind group, I feel like, is a little elusive. There's no one place that you go to find a mastermind group. And I know that it, like, for me, finding Paige's mastermind group, like, what just happened randomly one weekend. It was pretty late at night. I was already on my phone, probably trying to go to bed, and then I see her talking about her mastermind group in her Instagram stories, and I was like, yes, that is exactly what I want to do. I was already following Paige, on Instagram at the time, and just felt like the information and the content that she had was so helpful. So I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. So I'm just curious how you guys also found Paige Marie Mastermind group. Let's go to Loni.
Well, I follow all the photographers on Instagram that you can imagine, and she was one of them. And I would see everything she'd posted about it, and I had no idea what a mastermind was. It just sounded like a word maybe I've heard before, but had no clue. But I was really feeling alone in my business. And, you go to talk to the photographers close to you in your area if you have a question, and they're super stingy with, helping you solve any real problem that you have, because there's this problem in the photography community with like competition. And so I just wanted to see if I could get some help. I felt like I was stuck. I would get stuck really easily on a problem with accounting or with my website. Sometimes I just thought, well, maybe other photographers have it easier than me. I think I just needed the support and the camaraderie, I suppose. And that's exactly what I ended up finding what the mastermind did have.
So I came across the Legal Page Mastermind. Same with Loni. I was following Paige because I was in Montana at the time. Fun fact, I am originally from Minnesota, and Sue and I went to the same college but 4 years apart. So we had all the same professors, but didn't know each other at all. And we didn't know this at all during the mastermind. We found out after.
Dang,
but anyway,
that's awesome.
That's aside. Crazy.
So cool.
And then I moved to Montana, which is where Loni is as well. And I followed Paige because I loved her light and airy photography style. But I think what I really admired about her was, first of all, she's just like, she was doing all the things because she was in law school. She was running a 6-figure photography business. So I really admired that. And then on top of that, I really admired how she invested in her business, because I really struggle with money and I struggle with investing in myself. And she had just invested in the Jenna Kutcher mastermind and had spent a lot of money on it. And so for me, that was just the fact that she was willing to invest in herself, willing to work really hard, that work ethic, a combination of those two things just really compelled me to want to join it. And I knew she would have a lot of really valuable insight to bring.
That's awesome. All right, Sue, so let's go to you now. How did you come across Paige's mastermind group?
So for me, I was following Paige for more so of her legal side work, and I was like, oh, she's a photographer too. So that just kind of jumped out at me. And it's funny how, Becca, you mentioned Paige joining like the Jenna Kutcher like mastermind, because that's how I heard of a mastermind too. I was like, mastermind, what is that? And so I started looking up more masterminds, and a lot of them are just kind of in person, and they cost like thousands of dollars, which was, I'm like, I want to do that, but I don't have the money to invest right now for that. So when Paige announced hers, I was like, this is perfect. I still worked full time. I needed something that was at night, something that was more flexible, something that I could fit into my schedule. And I loved her from the get-go, and she's just so easy to talk to and everything. So when she announced it, I'm like, yep, this is it.
Yeah, I think the point here is, look to the people that you're already following, and try to do some research to see, okay, do they have a mastermind group, or is there something that they would recommend as far as maybe taking an online course that can lead to a mastermind group or something of the sort? Because I just felt like there was a lot of value in kind of joining a mastermind group, which is going to take us to our next question here. So I want to talk a little bit about the importance of a mastermind group. So when I first started my business, I sort of was craving some sort of community, and I didn't know necessarily what that meant or what that looked like. And I know that I did a lot of research at the time. So this is back I think early 2018. And when I was doing the research, that's when I came across kind of mastermind groups. But it was also I don't know what, how do you even start to find a mastermind group? Where do I begin with that? And I asked around a lot of questions to people and things like that. But I think for me, that was probably the most important thing, is to find a group of people that could kind of speak the same language as me as far as starting a new business, and try to develop some sort of community. So I want to talk a little bit about the importance of joining a mastermind group.
So I would say the fact that we have that group thinking and kind of that multiple perspective, because I know for me, my husband does not understand our world, my world, and so I can ask him for all the opinions or show him all the designs and business stuff, and he'll be like, oh yeah, that looks fine. And that's exactly what I don't need. I needed a group of people that spoke the same language as I did. And so I'm sure everyone has gotten to the point where they're like, I need someone else's opinion on this, this video, this picture, this caption. And so being an entrepreneur is hard, and I feel like doing it alone is harder. So this mastermind was that for me. And I think whoever is in the mastermind with you will help challenge you in ways that you never thought of, but they will always also cheer you on the entire way, which is what happened with Paige's mastermind. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I totally get that. And let's go to Loni.
Well, I feel like it was really important for accountability, especially we would set goals for ourselves, what we wanted to do, or Paige would give us something to think about, and we would have to get it done before that next time we met. And if you just have yourself to answer to, you're going to keep putting it off, and or you're going to prioritize something ahead of another that doesn't need to be prioritized. So it was really good accountability, and then also connections. I feel like I really benefited from meeting the women in our mastermind. I thought it was going to be all photographers. I didn't know that I would have you, Edrina, that has really helped me a lot from getting in a pinch. And then also Becca, that helps me with any little thing I get stuck on with my Squarespace website. It's just so easy for her. She shows me a video. I'm amazed by you guys. And I even remember being in a group with Sue and Becca and me, and we were the first little, and I don't know if Edrina, if you were in ours, but we'd look at each other's websites, and we'd have to tell each other the truth about what we were confused with our websites. Was hard, but it was nice to have that, I guess, a safe zone to just be honest and be accountable and have that support.
Yeah,
I I definitely agree. Like the accountability and the encouragement, and even how it's lasted. Like I've worked with all three of you past the mastermind, and that's been really amazing. I think for me, like the the biggest reason I like the importance for me with joining it was I just felt like I was at a stalemate in my business, and I was trying all the things and nothing was working, and I just needed direction, and that was what I felt the mastermind really provided me. It was just like I wasn't charging enough. I was like, this is not going to be sustainable. There's no way I could raise a family on this. I mean, my husband and I, we can cut penny, we can save, but like we're not going to be able to raise a family on this. And so for me, the direction and clarity, and Paige was like, Becca, you're doing logo design, website design, social media. Like, what are you good at? You just do it all. Like, you have to be. And so she really encouraged me to niche down, find my ideal client, and then also raise my prices. I like increased my prices 4 times throughout the mastermind. Well, yeah, like I increased it so much. And so I was finally able to be sustainable in it. And so that was, for me, that was the importance of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm so glad that she worked with you on like those price changes. I think a lot of times entrepreneurs just starting out in business definitely like price themselves way too low. And so it's so good to have like an outside voice kind of really validating you and saying like, no, you're worth more than this. So that's really helpful. I think my next topic that I want to go to is just what was our biggest takeaway coming out of the mastermind group. I think for me, like just being able to like the whole structure of her mastermind as far as like thinking through when you're going to do things and how you're going to do it and why you're going to do it. So I think I came out of that really with a developed plan. Like that was when I, relaunched my website. Thank you, Becca. And that was when I was able to just really put a timeline on things. Like this is when I'm going to start a new service. This is when I'm going to do my online course, like all of the things. So having that framework really helped me develop, okay, what I'm going to do, what are my next steps? And it's better to have that written down with due dates and things like that, rather than just all stuck in your head, because you're, like Loni was saying earlier, you're just gonna not keep yourself accountable. It's a little bit harder to keep yourself accountable as well.
I mean, I kind of told you like in the question prior, my biggest takeaway was direction and then pricing yourself. But I would say another really big thing that stands out to me is Paige really encouraged us to try new things that like made me incredibly uncomfortable. And for some people that was like social media and Instagram, and we had to post, I don't know if you guys remember, we had to post every single day. And like, but for me, that wasn't a big challenge because social media is kind of my jam, but she encouraged me to like try to figure out a passive income stream. And so I opened an online like shop, and it was a bust, but I learned a lot from it. And so I think like that is I've taken and just like ran with, and I've tried some really uncomfortable new things for my business, and some have been busts, but some have been really good successes. So that was a huge takeaway for me.
What about you, Sue?
For me, I would say it's just kind of like whatever you do, have a plan, stick to it, and do the work. Because like one thing she's always, it's like if you want something to happen, you got to work for it. You can't just wish for it. And if you find your group of people, your tribe, like keep them close, like always keep them in your back pocket, or just reach out, just like kind of how we are right now. We still reach out to each other. And the last thing I would say is kind of just don't be a rock. Kind of absorb all the knowledge that you are given. I know it's hard too, because personally I'm like Becca mentions, like I think Paige said, it's like you gotta show up on stories every single day for 7 days. And at that point I've never showed up on Instagram stories prior to that. So it was kind of like, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do, but it's kind of just learn as you go and just be uncomfortable doing it.
Definitely. And you, Loni?
I would just say my biggest takeaway was getting connections and getting help. And you don't have to do it all yourself. You can hire an accountant. You can hire someone to help you with your website. You can I got myself a little babysitter / nanny for 3 weeks this summer.
Nice.
and to do my floors and my dishes. And you don't have to do it all, because you will just end up in like a little pile of rubble by the end of the day with no hope in the world. So mainly just outsourcing help, big for me.
I love it. That's awesome. Well, I really appreciate you guys spending your time with me and just talking a lot about mastermind groups. And I know that if you are watching this video and you are curious about a mastermind group, we do have a very special announcement that is happening today in this video. And so I'm just gonna send it over to Becca and she can take it away from here.
Okay, so I decided to create an online mastermind. Sue kind of mentioned this, but masterminds are expensive, especially the in-person ones. And I was like, I would never have been able to afford that. And I haven't really seen a lot of online masterminds since Pages, so I'm gonna do one. And yeah, you guys can learn more at Rebekah Reed Creative /mastermind if you are interested in joining one.
Awesome. I love it. I'm so excited. I can't wait for that new adventure for you, Becca, and to see how you'll grow even as an entrepreneur, and the people that are joining the mastermind group, how they will grow as well. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see everyone in the next episode of In Real Life with Edrina.